Welcome to kidsacademy.mobi.
Hello everyone, let's open the worksheet. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. You can find the link to this app in comments below. Today what we're going to be doing is Ballet Shoes Fact Families worksheet, and I'm really excited about this one because I love fact families. Fact families are three numbers that go together and they always stay together like a family. So we're going to look at these and we're going to put our family in a house today, which is kind of fun. But we want to make sure first that the numbers that we're looking at are actually part of a family. We'll know that they're part of a family because they make sense. So let's read the directions first. It says, do the following facts form a fact family? Check the square next to the correct answer. So let's look at this first one. 9 plus 13 equals 22. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to check that very first problem and make sure that those make sense. If it makes sense, then they're part of a family. So I'm going to start and I'm going to draw I think I want to draw just some little squares here to represent our numbers. So let's draw this out. 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then it says plus 13, so draw that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and I'm running out of room. We'll come back over here. 13. Okay, so 9 plus 13. Let's add these up together and make sure that that's 22. If it's 22, they make sense and they're going to be part of a family. So we start with 9. Let's add on to 9 and keep counting. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, great. So we've got our three numbers that are going to be part of a fact family. Now let's clear that, and what we're going to do next is we're going to create a house for our fact family. We're going to look at different ways that our family can go together. So let's look here. The first way is we're going to put them in a house. So I'm going to draw out a house. Here's my roof. Kind of a crooked roof, but it'll work for what we're doing. Okay, so here's my house, and I'm going to put those numbers in a house. So let's start and let's look at the biggest number. The biggest number out of these three numbers is 22. So I'm going to put 22 at the top of my house. Okay, and then the next number is 9, and the next number is 13. So these are the three numbers that we're looking at that we have to put into a house, and they can actually go 4 different ways in our house. There's going to be 2 addition problems, okay, and there's going to be 2 subtraction problems, and we're looking for numbers that make sense. So here's my addition and here's my subtraction. Okay, so let's start. We've got the first way. We figured out the first way, and that's an addition problem. So the first way is 9 plus 13 equals 22. So that was the first way that we found that those numbers could go together. And all 3 numbers are in my problem. What's another way that we can put them together? 9 plus 13 equals 22. Well, another way we can do it is we can switch 13 and 9. So let's go ahead and do that. 13 plus 9. It's kind of a crooked 9, but I think you can figure it out. 13 plus 9 equals, and again, it's 22. So the addition problems are pretty easy. It's always going to end with the biggest number, and we just switch the other 2 numbers around. Now, the next way we can do it is a subtraction problem. So let's look. Would 13 minus 9 equal 22? No, I don't think that really makes sense, does it? We have to have a big number to start our subtraction problem. So what did we say is the biggest number out of all of these? We said it was 22. So let's start with 22 and see if that can make sense. We're going to put 22 over here, okay, minus what? Well, we could do any of these other 2 numbers, 9 or 13. So let's do 13. 13 equals 9. Okay, and we can always check and see if that makes sense. Sometimes it makes sense in our head, but sometimes it doesn't. So let's look at another way we can do this. We can make 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And then what we can do is we can go back and we can get rid of 13. So I'm going to count 13 times backwards as I take them away. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And what number does it leave us with? 9. So we know that we got it right. Now I'm actually able to take them away. You can just cross them out and that will still help you and it will leave you with the number 9. So very good. So let's undo all of those. We got all of that. Let's go back down to our house and let's see another way that we can put it in our house. So we've got 22 minus 13 equals 9. We need one more subtraction problem. So let's try this. How about 9 minus 13 equals 22? Does that make sense? 9 minus 13. No, that doesn't really make sense because you can't take away, because there wouldn't be enough, right? That doesn't make sense. And fact families always make sense. So let's try, well, I think we have to go back again with the biggest number, don't we? So let's try the biggest number and let's write that in here. So we've got 22. And then we have to write it a different way. We can't write 13. So the only other way we could do is 9. 22 minus 9 equals 13. That's the only number we have. Okay, so there is the 4 ways that we can write our fact families. Okay, and we've got them up top here, but these are the 4 equations that we need. So let's go over here to the side and let's look and see if we've got all these equations. So we had the first one, 9 plus 13 equals 2. 9 plus 13 equals 2. So I have this one. So why don't I just cross that off? 9 plus 13 equals 22, and I'm going to put a dot here so that I remember we've got that one. The next one is 22 minus 9 equals 13. 22 minus 9 equals 13. We got it right here. So I'm going to cross that one off, and I'm going to put a dot right here. So far, so good. The next one is 13 plus 9 equals 22, an addition problem. We know those are up at the top. So 13 plus 9 equals 22. Oh, good. So far, we've got all of them. Okay, and then the last one is 22 minus 13 equals 9. 22 minus 13 equals 9. We got all 4 of our problems here. So that lets us know that this is all part of a family. So again, let's go back up to the question. Do the following facts form a fact family? Do they all form a fact family? Yep, they all went in the house together. So I'm going to put yes right here. Okay? We've got 2 more problems like this. So now we're going to go on to the next problem. I'm going to clear my page so we can start over. Okay, at the beginning it says 17 plus 8 equals 25. So let's check first to make sure that first one is correct, because that one could be wrong. It may not be part of a fact family. And you remember, we'll know if it's a fact family if it makes sense or not. So again, let's start first and let's make ourselves a little note and draw out our fact family. So 17 plus 8 equals 25. 17. Okay, I got to draw 17. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, the next one is plus 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I do that right? Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it's always good to double check. Then we're adding them together, so we got to add them all up, and we're going to start with 17, and we're just going to count on. So what comes after 17? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Is that what that says? It is. So we know that they are all part of a family. So we're going to see if all of those 4 problems go into our house again, because remember, they can go into our house 4 different ways. So let's draw out our house. Okay, and our roof up at the top and the bottom of our house. And do you remember how many problems that we're going to have. You remember? 4 problems. We've got 2 addition problems and 2 subtraction problems. So before we even put them in our house, we've got 2 addition problems and 2 subtraction problems, okay? And then we need to plug in those numbers. What is the biggest number? 25. So I'm going to put 25 at the top of my house. 25. And then the next one is 17. And then the last one is 8. And these are going to, all 3 numbers, we're going to use these 4 different ways. So let's go ahead and get started. That very first one is an addition problem. So we're already just going to plug that one in. So 17, we're going to plug this in. 17 plus 8 equals 22. Or sorry, not 22, 25. I'm glad I made sure and looked at that. That wouldn't have been right. It has to make sense. So 17 plus 8 equals 25, okay? So we've got to come up with another addition problem. And if you remember, when we did our first one over here, we actually, for our addition problem, we just switched these 2 around and it equaled the same big number. So let's do that with this one. This one here, I'm going to put 8 plus 17 equals 25. Okay? So that's our second problem. And if you're not sure if that makes sense, you can always go and you can, off to the side, you can draw that out and count it up and check and make sure it makes sense. But 17 and 8 is the same as 8 and 17, right? It's just switching around those 2 numbers, but it's the same thing. So we know that that one will make sense. When we get down to our subtraction problem, you remember what we started with first? We had to start with the biggest number or the top of our house. So here, I'm going to plug that in and I'm going to say 25 minus, and I can either do 17 or I can do 8. Which do you want to do first? Let's start with 17, okay? So 17, 25 minus 17 equals, and we know the last number goes right in there, so it would be 8, okay? And then again, when we're doing a subtraction problem, we have to start with that biggest number first. So again, our biggest number is 25 minus, now last time we did 17, so this time we have to do 8. 25 minus 8 equals 17. Okay, so now we've got our house and we've got our 3 numbers and we've got the 4 different ways that they go in our house. So now we have to go over and we have to check and make sure we've got all of those numbers that go in our fact family. So let's start. 17 plus 8 equals 25. Well, we know we put that one in there first. So we're going to cross that off and I'm going to put a note to myself, just a dot, to let me know, yep, that one's good. Okay, so the next one is 25 minus 8 equals 17. Well, let's come down here, and it's a minus, so it's going to be at the bottom. 25 minus 8, that's not it. 25 minus 8 equals 17. There we go, that's the other one. Okay, so we're going to cross that off. We can use that one. Then let's come over here. 8 plus 17 equals 25. 8 plus 17 equals 25. Well, that's my next one. So far, it's looking good. Okay, and the last one is 17 minus 9 equals 8. Wait, we've only got one more option, and that's not it. Our last one is 25 minus 17, so something isn't right. 17 minus 9 equals 8. 25 minus 17 equals 8. Well, I think that that's not part of our fact family now. Now, we can always go back and we can check and see if that makes sense. But even if that answer is correct, that's not part of our fact family. And that's what we're looking at today, is our fact families. So that's not part of my fact family. There's only going to be 4 answers, and that one doesn't make sense. So this one, I'm going to check no. Okay? Because we didn't have all 4 of our possibilities. There's only 4 possibilities, and math always makes sense, and that doesn't make sense. So that one's no. So we're finished with that problem. Let's clear it and let's go on to the last one, okay? The last one, let's start with 15 plus 9 equals 24. And what do we have to do before we put it in our house? Do you remember? we have to check and we have to make sure that that one makes sense, because that one could be wrong, and if it's wrong, it's going to throw the whole thing off. So 15 plus 9 equals 24. Let's go back and let's draw our picture, okay? And we're going to do 15 plus 9. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's 15 dots. Now we have to add, because it's addition, add 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then what does it equal? It's supposed to equal 24, but let's check and make sure that that's correct. So we've got 15, and we'll add on 9. So 15, we'll just count on up. What comes after 15? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It makes sense. I love it when it makes sense, because it always makes sense in math, and that lets me know that that's correct. So those are my three numbers, 15, 9, and 24, that we're going to put in our house today. Okay, so again, here's my house, and my family needs to go in my house. So draw that out, and then I'm going to draw in my numbers. What's my biggest number? 15 or 24? I know 9's too small, so 15. So 24 comes after 15, so that's my biggest one. So the 24 is at the top. 24 is my biggest number. Okay. And then 15 can go anywhere at the bottom. 15 and then 9. Okay. So there's the three members of my family, my fact family. So now we're gonna plug them in, but what do we need to do for our signs? What kind of signs are we going to use? You remember? How many are there? 4. There's 4 signs. So the first 2 are addition problems. There's a lot to remember, but we can do it, can't we? We've got our little house to keep us organized. Okay, so 2 addition problems and 2 subtraction problems. And let's go back to our first number. What is this one? 15 plus 9. It's an addition problem again. Equals 24. So plug that in. 15 plus 9 equals 24. Okay. All right. So there's my first one. Now let's go and do the other one. What's another way we can write 15 plus 9? You remember? What do? We just switch them. So the next one is 9 plus 15 equals 24. Okay, and then when we do a subtraction problem, what do we start first? Which one of these numbers? We have to start with the biggest number, and that's always going to be at the top of our house. That's what we do to organize ourselves. So the next one is going to be 24 minus, and then you can either pick 15 or 9. So what do you want to do? Let's start right here. Let's start with 15, okay? 24 minus 15 equals 9. You're starting to get good at this, aren't you? Okay, and then the next one, we're going to start again when it's a subtraction problem. We're going to start with our biggest number. So again, 24. But this time we're going to do, we're going to go over here to the 9. We're going to start with 9 first. So 24 minus 9 equals 15. And once we get really good at this, we almost don't even have to think about it. But don't forget to check if you're not sure. If you think in your head 24 minus 9 equals 15, if that makes sense, it's good. But if it doesn't make sense, you might write it off to the side and draw out your picture and check yourself, because it's always a good idea to check just to make sure. I like to check lots of times in math. So we've got our different problems here. We got our fact family put together in 4 different ways. So let's come down here and let's check ourselves and make sure we've got all 4 of our equations. So the first one was 15 plus 9 equals 24, and that was the first one. 15 plus 9 equals 24. So I'm going to cross that off, and I'm going to put a dot over here to say, yep, that's good. The next one is 24 minus 15. Oh, subtraction. 24 minus 15 equals 9. 24 minus, no, that's 9. That's not the right one. 24 minus 15. 24 minus 15 equals 9. There we go. That's the one. I'm going to cross that off. Put a little dot here. Say very good. And then we're going to the next one. 9 plus 6 equals 15. 9 plus 15 equals 24. Well, that's not right. Let's go down here. 24 minus 9. Well, that's not the same. Uh-oh. That's not the right one, is it? That might make sense, but it's not part of our fact family. So that's not going to work, is it? We've already got one that it doesn't look good. Let's go on to the last one and just check just in case. The last one is 24 minus 9 equals 15. Well, there's that one. 24 minus 9 equals 15. So that one's good. But that one, 9 plus 6 equals 15. Is 9 plus 6 and 15 even in our family? 9 is in our family. And 15 is in our family. But 24 is part of our family and not 6. So that's not going to work. That's not the right answer. So again, on this one, I got to put no, because that wasn't the right answer. Okay? So that's how we do that worksheet. You guys did really great today. Awesome job.
Like us and subscribe to our channel. Find links to our apps in comments below.